I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'd like to talk about transiting planets. This is probably the biggest predictive tool that we use in astrology. And if you understand the houses and where the planets are transiting in your chart, you will know pretty much what to expect in your life from day in to day out and throughout the years. So I want to start this series with going through each planet as it transits through your chart, as it goes through all 12 houses. And you're going to want to know what your ascendant is. The ascendant is the sign that sets up your whole chart. So the ascendant is whatever sign's in your first house. And the way that that's discovered is your time of birth, whatever time you're born, whatever sign was rising on the eastern horizon at your time of birth is the sign that sets up your first house. Therefore, what you're looking at are where the planets are going to be in the sky. When we talk about transiting planets, what sign are they in? If you know your first house, then you will be able to figure out what house it's going to be in. The houses are the area of life that are going to be most affected. So it tells you what's going on in your life. So what is your ascendant? It's what sign is rising. That's why it's called the rising sign. So if your ascendant is Cancer, and Mars is transiting in Cancer, that means Mars is in your first house. If your ascendant is going to be Capricorn and Mars is in Cancer, then that means Mars is transiting in your 7th house. So once you understand what sign the planets are transiting and what signs are on each of your houses, your 12 houses, then you'll know what sign the planet is transiting in, and you'll know what house it's in your chart. This is how you will better understand what's going on in your life month by month, year by year, day by day. This is the power of transits. So when we say a planet is transiting, that just simply means it's moving. So we're looking at the movement of the planets. The moon will stay in a sign for 2.5 days. Mercury stays in a sign a month. The sun stays in a sign a month. Venus stays in a sign a month because they travel with the sun. From our vantage point, these two, Mercury and Venus, are traveling around the sun. So their actual speed, how long it takes them to go around the sun, is different than how long they stay in a sign, because looking at how long they're in a sign is from our vantage point from Earth. So if you know what sign a planet is transiting, and you know what sign is in your chart, that house, you'll be able to predict. It's that simple. So with that, I want to go over what it means when a planet is transiting each house in your chart. So with that, I would like to cover all of the planets, including the outer planets, what their transit means for you. But you're going to have to look up where your ascendant is. And the ascendant can be calculated through many of the free astrology sites that we have on the internet. But if you want to find your ascendant, you can go to my website, which is galacticcenter.org. Put in all of your birth details. Remember, you must have what time you're born. Put in your time, and you'll get a chart. And yes, maybe you can't read that chart, but over to the side of that chart, it will have ASC. It will have the sign. That's your first house. And so then you'll be able to see each of your houses. And therefore, if you know where a planet is transiting currently in the sky, you'll be able to figure out what house it's in your chart. And this is how you can make predictions using transits. So in this next series, I'm going to break it down to each planet transiting the houses. And when a planet is transiting, what aspects it makes, because each planet has its own set of aspects that are 100% in power. And these are called the planet's special aspects. So we're going to look at those. So with this, the first step you must do is figure up your ascendant. What is your first house? That's the ascendant, ASC, or in Vedic astrology, we call it the Lagna. You'll hear those terms, rising, ascendant, and Lagna, all interchanged because they mean the same thing. So if your Lagna is Aries, then that means your second house is Taurus, third house is Gemini, fourth house is Cancer. They continue in that pattern of the natural zodiac. Aries, Taurus, Gemini, Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Capricorn, Aquarius, and Pisces. That's the order of the natural zodiac. So if your ascendant is Taurus, then that means Taurus is your first house, Gemini is the second, Aries will be on the 12th. So this is the pattern. So you will follow along in this new series to better yet understand transits and the aspects that they form depending on what sign or house they're in your chart. So with that, I'd like to close. And remember, you can go to my website to figure out your ascendant sign, which is galacticcenter.org. And if you would like to learn Vedic astrology, if you want to take this to a serious step deeper, you can go to my university, which is University of Vedic Astrology.com. Thank you.